Hi, I'm Lynn Ray Lowe, and I want to welcome you to my studio for part 2 of the story of the Aleph-Bet and its symbolism. I have to go back to connect this entire story to my youth, because from the time I was about 9 years old, I used to have a dream about a city that was on a hill. And when you walked through the gates of that city, you saw white stones, white path stones, and narrow streets with houses that were behind elaborate gates. And then I would always stop in front of a library. And when I went in, the room was filled with stacks of books and large ladders getting up to them, with study hall tables, and the energy in there was profoundly intense in a very positive way. And I remember sitting down and being so glad that I had the opportunity to learn in that space. This was a reoccurring dream, and it wasn't any place I ever saw until I actually went to Israel when I was about 60 years of age. And when I turned up to this shining city on a hill and I walked through its gates, there in front of me was the white stone paths, the gates, and the energy that I had only dreamt about. And the name of that city was Sfat. And the reason that city became so important to me and why I continued to return every other year for over 10 years was because I felt there was information that related to me in a soul level. And I wanted to call that information. I wanted to understand that information. And finally, I wanted to share that information. And that became an important thing in my life when I was bat mitzvahed at 68 years of age. I continued to go back to Sfat 4 times over the years. And in that process, each journey there deepened my need to really understand the cultural symbolism that the Hebrew alphabet had. I was extremely aware of the fact that it wasn't like English, where A is for apple and B is for boy. The letters of the Hebrew alphabet had meaning, had life. They were able to be seen. You could understand the culture through the letters. And in fact, in the Torah, it says that the letters were actually created before the words, because how can you have words without letters? Those kinds of subtle ahas, and they were totally ahas, made me want to continue to delve and to share what the symbolism was of the Hebrew alphabet. And in that process, I had to find a way to do it that was my way and that was different. And so I decided to select artists and create the alphabets of the different types of symbolism in the style of those artists. And that was what became the Aleph-Bet show. I also want to emphasize that it is my nature to always walk back from the vision. I see what I want to do, and then I find the component parts that enforces the dream. In that process, I got into the history of immigration and how art has reflected the times. And one of the things is that Paris was the center in the Gay Paris days. Once the World War II started, there was an immigration that was happening. And that immigration, specifically of Jewish people, was the start of abstract expressionism. Studying that and bringing that to life became a very important vehicle of the details to allow me to express the whole. One of the things that was really important for me to work out was the difference between creative and logical thinking, which is left and right brain concepts. When you are dealing with the human brain, the right brain processes information, and intuitively and simultaneously, it sees the whole picture. Your left brain deals with things analytically, and it goes and deals with the details. So we're in a situation where parts make the whole. And I find that going back and forth between the left and right brain capabilities is where I really find a tremendous amount of food for thought and for creative expression. And that's what lays at the bottom of my entire effort on this show. So I hope that what I've been able to do in this video is get you enthused as I was, with the concept of being able to see how symbolism is so important in our lives. And I hope that you have the time to go to my website if you would like right now to see some of this art. And if not, that you'll continue to follow this series to be able to find out how symbolism affects perhaps even you personally. Thank you.